Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, from Demise Bunker number 21, Saffron Punxsutawney, colloquially named the Statue of Hermitry. Now, of course, you might say, Joe, is it really safe to log out inside of the Demise Bunker when you know that the other hermits want you dead, when you know they're going to come in here and they're going to trap you? And you know what I say? I say, Valve announced Half-Life 3 today, let's throw caution to the wind. But also, yeah, I totally built a fake Statue of Hermitry inside of this pillar. So, we were not in the real Statue of Hermitry. If anybody else tries to trap it, you know what? Too bad for them, because we're just over here swimming with dolphins. This isn't a virtual reality dolphin, unlike Half-Life 3, which they're calling like something like Half-Life Alyx or whatever, which you might notice, the thing about Alyx is that the Y in her name, if you translate / rotate / flip it properly, it becomes a lambda, which is the symbol of Half-Life. So, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts there, and all of them are great. But yeah, there you go. Thank you to our spire that rises above our Ghosts of Saltmarsh Hermitage build for serving as the statue. In today's episode, the role of the Statue of Hermitry was played by a stone spire with some prismarine bricks inside of it. Man, I gotta say, you know, everybody's like, Joe, you're gonna lose at Demise because you die all the time in video games. But I only die in video games all the time because I wear terrible armor. But I've got better armor than, like, I have ever played Minecraft with, basically. This is easy mode for me. I can put on this extra chest plate here. And then, look at this. I can't fly, but I can do a fireworks show. I feel better already. Now, where were we? That's right. The trick to having Demise bunkers, a lot of people have been like tweeting me and commenting like, Joe, if you're going to build Demise bunkers, isn't that just going to make it easier for everyone to target you? Yeah. If you're in the same Demise bunker every episode, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like in the last like 2 or 3 episodes, I've been in like 15 Demise bunkers. And you know what? I'm going to keep doing it. You know? Maybe my next Demise bunker is actually going to be these hermit cells here. Who knows? The one after that. Maybe it'll be the dining room. I'm feeling a bit peckish. I could eat this whole salad right now. But I won't because we're expecting guests later. And when you set out a salad for guests, you don't eat it until they arrive. That is just common courtesy, you know. So, anyway, what we're going to do is we are actually going to have to go and get some things. Ooh. See that with the darkness. The darkness encroaches, the darkness approaches, the night is not slight. It is growing. We need to go in to this building here and pick a random bed. Now, we don't want to pick one that people know we're going to pick because then they'll, like, destroy it somehow and then kill us in Demise. Can't have that. So, anyway, you might have noticed that my music at the beginning of my Hermitcraft episodes, well, not every episode, but some episodes, starts with the question, who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hills, you know? I am in this game to win this game, you know? I didn't join Hermitcraft to win at Hermitcraft because, you know, we're an artist collective and everybody's just doing their best to make the best art they can. But the second stuff gets competitive, you know what? I'm going to win the competitive part. I'm going to eat this carrot. And then I'm going to go move to another bunker that looks like a different bunker next to another thing that looks like a different thing. And this is what's known to magicians as, oh no, I forget what misdirection. Which is, some people would say inappropriately gendered because direction doesn't necessarily have to be about women. Like, it's a whole, like, things have changed a lot since World War I. We can do whatever we want, and so can you. Anyway, so we're going to go down here with our prismarine shards, our prismarine crystals, our wings of an eagle, and you know what? We're going to do something that nobody expected. We're going to go golfing and talk about Half-Life, because Half-Life is a great game. And also, golf courses are so big, they're hard to trap effectively. So, you know what? Boom. There we go. And you might be like, Joe, did you just say boom? And I'll be like, yeah. And then you'll be like, okay, boomer. And I'm like, dismiss me at your own... Oh, what's the word for that? I shouldn't ask what the word for things are too much, because then people think this is a video for kids, and YouTube's got a whole thing with that right now. But there's a word for that, when at your own peril. See, some people think like, Joe, if you're gonna threaten people, you should remember the words in the sentences for the threats. But like, really? It makes it harder for people to, you know, demonstrate evidence of the threat later if the entire thing is very roundabout. Like, most judges don't want to listen to me, let alone listen to me forget which words go in the middle of a sentence. You know, that's inadmissible, basically. So, here we go. On our way to go enjoy our Concorp Golf Club membership and talk about a game that is near and dear to my heart. Half-Life! Ooh. Here we are at the first hole of the Concorp Golf Club, and you might say, Joe, isn't it dangerous to remove that that totem from your offhand there? Yeah, that's probably a really bad idea. I should actually have that totem... Whoa. Okay, so we ended up in a tree. Not ideal for our first attempt here. Now we're gonna have to go down underneath the tree. Oh, we can't actually mine underneath the tree without like damaging it. So we're gonna go ahead. We got our driver, our iron, and our wedge. I think we're gonna use the wedge here. Whoops. Oh no, that did not work well. Okay, that's right. You can only use the ice. Oh, it's been a while since I played this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our ice block out, because that's actually helpful. Well, I was going to say, the one at the beginning of this reminds me of one of my favorite games from when I was a kid, Half-Life 1. And there's that one again. Boom. That was a lot. I'm not going to keep track of how many, you know, actual throws it took. Let's just say 4? Was that 4? Maybe 5. You guys, if you're actually keeping score, leave a comment in the comment section below with the score, because this is recreational golf. We are just hanging out here because it's an excuse to do something that could possibly kill me without the totem in my offhand. Now you might say, Joe, Cub Fan is a far wilder man than you, and he is doing all sorts of dangerous stuff all the time. This is frivolity. You could do so much more to really set yourself up as a man of fear and wisdom. But like, yeah, I could also eat a potato and then throw an ender pearl. I mean, like, there's really no limit to what I can accomplish when I unthinkingly eat a potato while teleporting. The Mark Watney story. I have arrived in the graveyard here in hopes of finding Ren Dog, Ren Deathly Dog, perhaps even.
Halt! Who goes there? Who dares disturb the slumber of the grim diggity dog?
It is I who conquers death, Joe Hills.
How dare you interrupt my juggling practice, Warmblood? What are you doing here? What do you want?
You summoned me.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I did summon you. Hello, Warmblood. Welcome to the crypt.
Thank you. I like all the heads. You've done a great job with the place.
Thank you. It's very welcoming. Rather damp and moist, but that's the way I like it, Joe.
Oh yeah, it gives a perfect sense of decay.
Indeed. I have summoned you here today, Joe, because I've had a bit of a turn in conscience, so to speak.
Oh?
I've been doing a lot of murdering and killing, and I've been squatting
in your lands. For this I apologize. And I was wanting to get your permission to live here in the graveyard, if that's okay. Yes, yes.
Well, I'm a big fan of abandoned structures being open as a shelter to any who might need them, living or dead. And, I don't know, exhuming remains and forcing them to be relocated, that's its own whole historical and ethical nightmare. So I think that, per the commons, you should be allowed to stay here. And if you're killing people here, then that's the tragedy of the commons, technically. But, what is Hermitcraft?
Yes, Hermitcraft is death.
Yeah, I could see why you might say that. I think Hermitcraft is life, but this is one of the cases where it's great that we can agree to disagree.
Indeed. Well, Joe, I must say I do feel quite bad about just moving in here. I've drafted a contract for this exact moment, if you would please review, and I'll continue practicing my juggling of my souls. Yes. My offer to you, sir, is to not hunt you in Demise in
Return for free rental here in the crypt, including water bill and electricity paid.
Yes.
I particularly enjoy Addendum 4B112. On the whole, this looks solid to me. Being allowed to, not be targeted in a game where I could win 900 diamonds, that seems like a solid investment.
Silence, Warmblood. Your earthly possessions mean nothing to me. Sign that contract in your blood and let's be done with this grisly business. Please.
Yes.
Signed and closed.
Excellent. Excellent. Also, if you
could maybe bring me some building materials. I kind of need to spruce this place up a little bit. It's a little bit cold, a little bit damp around here. The llama's not happy. Oh, yes. Oh, very nice.
Thank you, landlord. You are an excellent landlord. 5 stars on Google review for you, sir.
From those 5 stars, I shall create a bold new constellation.
Excellent.
Okay, well, you seem like you're doing okay. Are you okay, Ren?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure I asked and then backed away safely while looking in your direction.
Indeed.
Yeah. We've got a problem here on Hermitcraft. We are a collective of artists who kind of get by based on the rules we follow in order to get by. And some of these rules, like don't go outside here because of ghasts, are all broken now. We have a fundamental trust in each other that we won't break things like the nether by going outside where the ghasts will shoot at us. But we also have a trust that things like this won't be full of splash potions of harming, okay? I filled these dispensers with healing potions earlier to help the alive team. And instead, they're now full of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these boats out of here. We're just going to make the world better one boat at a time. I don't know if you guys have scooters in your city. Nashville is full of scooters these days. Too many scooters. I walk down the sidewalk. There's just scooters lying on the ground. If you pick them up, they beep at you. But you know what I do? I pick them up anyway. And I get beeped at. And these scooters, they're angry. They're making angry noises at me. They're like, Too bad. If somebody in a wheelchair comes by, they're going to want to use that sidewalk. So I'm going to do what I can to pick things up where I can. Okay? We're not just going to leave this full of garbage potions that'll kill people. Going to fill it with boats. But we're also going to acknowledge we need to go off the grid. This is literally a hazard. If I go out here, I risk angering every hermit who said, nobody go out there, because the gas that blow up the roof of the nether hub are going to make trouble for everybody. But how do I have 7 fireworks left? Oh, this is. This is problematic. It's hydromatic, but you know what? It's also grease lightning. Do we have a potion of fire resistance? No, we have night vision and invisibility. Ugh. Too bad. We're doing it live, people. We're doing it live. We are going off the grid. We can't go through the portal network that is known to be part of this whole system here, because unfortunately, Concorp, and now known as Dead Concorp, also known as Vis-a-Vis, the artist previously known as Concorp, they're all dead. They're all dead. They all died. They all trapped everything. And so we have to go over here to this kind of old network. Sometimes we have to fall back on the old things, you know? You see this terrible clay thing? This is not a good tunnel, but this is the tunnel no one else is using right now. This is one of the first tunnels I made on Hermitcraft, and oh my goodness, if CubFan knows enough about me to trap this, I would be so happy for him. That would make him such a good friend, to understand me in this way, to kill me. I don't know. Like, I'm just one of those people where I have to admire people who succeed where others fail because they know me. But anyway, we are not going to let Concorps kill us. We're going to go off the grid. As far as I know, based on comments on Twitter, on YouTube, and stuff like that, I've tried to avoid spoilers. I've tried to not read the comments. I tried not to view the videos. Every portal to the overworld that is on the transit network is now trapped. But you know what? I'm going to go through this one. If they trapped this portal, the only portal that Joe Hills would think to go to in this time of need, the portal that Joe Hills has his weird smelter at, then you know what? Concorps deserves to win. But, you know, I didn't work this hard to make an alliance with Ren Dog and everything else to just, like, you know, give up. I think I can win this. And you might say, Joe, are you really going to outsmart everybody? No. No, I'm not Scrooge McDuck. I'm not smarter than the smarties and tougher than the toughies. I'm just weirder than the normies. And I'm going to keep doing that in new and interesting ways. You know, I've been faking bunkers all over the server, and at the time when I had to give that up, I gave it up. Okay, so now we're at a place, you know what I got now? I got a whole bunch of orange terracotta. Concorp didn't expect that. They didn't expect me to have even more orange terracotta. Yeah, let's just go prank Concorp with orange terracotta next episode. Leave your ideas for what would be the most obnoxious orange terracotta to build in the YouTube comment section below. We made it. We made it back into the overworld when everyone said it was impossible. Everyone said, Joe, you go through any portal, it'll be trapped and you will die. But that's why you always have an extra portal. You know? I think it was Avon Barksdale that said, how you never going to be a little slow? Or a little late? You might be. But you know what? Not on Concorp's watch. Not today. Wow, I'm down to 2 of these. I've been wandering around these mesa wastes for a little bit, but I found Biffa's Island here, and I'm hoping this portal is similarly off the grid. I thought, like, if I could just get generally where I think I need to go, I could take a boat the rest of the way. I was wrong. I got super lost. It was a bad use of my time. If somebody tripwired Biffa's portal on the exit, though, that's going to be its own problem. Okay, so this portal was part of the grid. So clearly Concorps hasn't actually trapped the entire grid. That is good to know. We need to tread carefully. I would also assume that Concorps has probably not, like, actually trapped some of the places the dead team is the most likely to go. Oh, this is just that hole I found earlier. Dang it. Where does this go? And that was the last loaf of bread I had. Luckily, I have one more egg, which was worthless, and 2 wheat. Chorus fruit. Okay, we're gonna have to get food. Oh, hey. There we go. Let's grab some of these mushrooms, and we can make a mushroom stew later. Am I picking up both colors? Yes. Great. Whoa, don't punch the pigman door in Demise. Don't punch the pigman door in Demise. You'll really regret it real bad. You'll be like, oh no, why'd I hit him? I wish I hadn't struck that pigman, because now I have been slain, and that is just another way of saying slain. And then everybody will be sad for you. Okay, where are we? This is probably not the safest place to log out. But in terms of everything else that's happened so far, there's a bed here. There's a portal. It's in the middle of nowhere. We have 7 mushroom bowls worth of mushrooms. Let's go ahead and try to set up camp here. Did I bring a bed with me? No. We're going to have to use this bed. We're going to have to wait for the sun to set. But we will endure. We will be sure that Ren Dog's promise will endure. It's not just Ren Dog that we need to count on, though. It's everyone we need to count against. We need to count against Concorps. We need to count against anybody else who's died. I don't even know who else has died. I think the portal to the place that has the board that shows who died is now trapped. We're in full-on paranoia mode. Okay, 100%. Let's be crazy people. So, yeah, let's go be crazy people over here. Did I bring a light source? Let's dig into this wall. This wall looks good. Oh, no light sources. I have an ender chest. Joe Hill's Demise Bunker number 1, Mercutio Abagnale. Boom. Next problem. We've got lamps. We've got fireworks rockets. We're going to be okay, people. Just like that song from Scrubs. We're going to be okay. That's what's going to happen. Everything's okay. That might be true, that might be false. It's unclear. And this was supposed to be an episode about Half-Life. So I guess it's a good time to talk about Half-Life. Because that's a video game I played. But you know, in the game Half-Life, one of the things that's interesting about it is that throughout the events of the game, you're actually trying to help the people around you. You're trying to help scientists. You're trying to escort people. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But, like, I don't know. It's just a story about somebody randomly having some tools that other people don't and doing their best to help. And I'd like to think we would all do our best to help if we were in a situation like that. But, like, it's hard to endure such trials, you know? And I'm looking at Half-Life 3, and I'm like, this is the game that I've been waiting for forever. And they didn't even name it Half-Life 3. They named it Half-Life Alyx. But it's also $1,000 for the recommended VR setup. And that's just too much, man. You know? It's a video game. Minecraft is a video game. I spent some money on that, but not $1,000 for a VR headset. I understand they're trying to sell new VR headsets, but it just seems like too much. And that's coming from somebody who's like out here living off the grid alone, you know? When I'm saying it's too much, it's probably too much. This is also too close to the grid. We're going this way. You might say, Joe, what's over this way? We'll find out tomorrow. I've created yet another bunker, and I think I might be safe here for now, if only for now. But you might have noticed that this episode was mid-roll ad-free. That's thanks to $50 a month Patreon sponsor EagleFam. In lieu of the mid-roll ad that I would have run this episode, I will now read a poem of my own devising, which I have entitled Convertible. Is computing just a punk rock show? Noise and distraction are the attraction, and you want to disrupt that? Spring has more pedals than an auto show. Its designs accelerating while innovations grow. Each year a revolution, a new release in turn, an industry in bloom, while those clapped indoors all yearn for a sky without limit, boundless, careless, unsealing. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.